Hi, this is 365801 and this is another manga haul and book haul for the month of April 2023. So much for my no-buy month. April was supposed to be a no-buy month. I knew that I was going to have something arriving at some point in time during the month of April, and I knew I was going to have something that I purchased like the last day of March arrive. So I knew I was going to have two things, so I hadn't planned on doing a haul video, but things changed. I picked up a lot of stuff. I have, I think, is it 9 prose books and 14 manga. I'd have to check to see if that's accurate, but I think that's about right. So yeah, I definitely picked up more than the two things that I thought I was going to have, and my no-buy month has completely been obliterated. And I would like to say that it will roll on into May and I will actually do a no-buy in May. However, May is my birthday month, and also Book Depository, the news of it closing was enough for me to purchase some things, and it was enough for me to go and purchase some other things, and those other things have not arrived yet. I was waiting. This is the very last day of March. I am supposed to be reading some things. I haven't quite finished my buddy read, so I'm going to do that today. But I was kind of hoping that some things would arrive yesterday so that I could include it in this haul, and I would feel really good about not having a haul in May, but there might end up being a haul in May. Even if it's a small one, I already have a small list of things that are supposed to be arriving. So it is what it is. We're just going to roll with it. I have obviously in front of me a pile of prose, a pile of BL manga. It's bigger than I expected. It's double the amount than it should be. Let's just get on into it, shall we? So first we're going to be looking at prose that I picked up from charity shops. So I did go to a charity shop. I keep telling myself to stop picking things up in charity shops just because I already have a stack of things to read. I want to read them and see if I want them, want to keep them if they're interesting, and then if they're not, take them back to the charity shops. Just recycle them, pass them on to somewhere else. But I did find these ones. I've seen them around. So the first one, The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. I have seen this advertised. It gets advertised to me in my Kindle, so I know of it, but I don't know anything about it. And I got that for £1. And I also got Battle Royale at the same time. This is obviously really famous and popular. I have some of the manga in my other collection, but this particular volume, it's a big chunky one. I also found at the charity shop for £1. It was supposed to be $9.99 from Waterstones, which is pretty amazing. A great deal then. I did spend £2 on the Stuart Turton, The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, because I have recently read another Stuart Turton book that I also picked up from the charity shop. And I did think, oh, it'd be good to read this one at some point. So this is one that's a little bit more conscientiously done. And then the other one at the end, Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. And I just saw Rainbow Rowell and thought, oh, well, I enjoyed Carry On and I enjoyed the Simon Snow trilogy and I liked it. But since I picked this up, I actually have found out some people say some negative things about it, that it might actually be a bit racist. I'm not sure because I haven't ever read it. And it is an MF romance, and you know how I feel about romance. I don't like them. That's not what this channel's for. Not this. Not MF. Which is, I think, The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. But that one looks interesting, whereas Eleanor and Park I just picked up because of the name. But I have since heard some things about Rainbow Rowell, which makes me question whether or not it's a good thing to have. So I'd love some input on these titles. And whether or not I should just put the Eleanor and Park back in the charity shop or keep it in my collection. I don't know. So yeah, these are ones I got for £1 or £2, a splurge in the charity shop for the Stuart Turton title, but it is chunky. It's a chunky boy, just like Battle Royale, very chunky. So very good for what's it, 2, 3, 4, £5. 4 books for £5. It's not bad. It's not bad. Now, I picked up this Churton title when I was getting some dental surgery this month, which I can't believe was actually this month because it feels like it was at least 2 months ago. But while I was in the big city, the big smoke, I went into the Works, and the Works is kind of like a bargain store with lots of, I don't know how to explain it to people outside of the UK. Yeah, the Works. It's great for weird things. I used to work in a shop that's very similar to the Works that doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, you can get some good books in there. And I was really surprised that some of these titles were there. So I picked up Glitterland by Alexis Hall for £5. This is the new artwork on the front cover. So I was really happy. Hopefully I'll get all the rest when they come out as well. I picked up All That's Left in the World by Eric J. Brown for £3. That's pretty darn good. And I also got one that I've been on the lookout for ages for a good price. I think you can pick it up from Amazon for around this just now, but for the longest time it wasn't available. Aidan Thomas's Cemetery Voice, which I have not read yet, and I was super excited about seeing in the Works. So these are 3 that have male romance or are in some way queer, and I'm very excited about it. So yeah, this is a bit more of a splurge for me, but in terms of going into the Works, I don't do it very often, like maybe once a year, twice a year at most. And now I'm like, oh, there's some stuff in there that might actually be worth picking up, and it's nice. It's a nice experience to go into a shop and buy something physically. I don't do that very often. One, because it means I have to go and travel, but also because of, you know, global pandemics and stuff. I just haven't really been, also being like insular and just being my own personality of not going out. But these 3 are ones I'm really excited about and I'd love to hear more about. I've only heard good things, so I hope that's the case, and I do plan on reading these hopefully this year. Fingers crossed, hopefully this year. So this is one that I picked up online, so I specifically went out of my way, and I have been going out of my way to try and find it, and that is A Restless Truth by Freya Marsk, which is part of the Last Binding trilogy. If it is a trilogy, I think she has maybe plans for more things, but this is a trilogy that I've been keeping kind of up to date with and getting NetGalley copies. I do find that I enjoy the Audible version with a physical rather than the digital title. I don't know why. But this one I managed to get for £6.74, which is roughly around the same price that I picked up the first volume for, A Marvellous Light. And I'm really looking forward to the 3rd book, which will hopefully be out around the same time this year as the previous 2. I think it has 2 characters who, it'll be back to a bit of male romance again. This one is Sapphic. I have a whole review video, so I'll put a link to that, and I could also put a link to the Marvellous Light one as well. They are standalone reviews, and I will probably get the 3rd book in a nice colourful hardback version as well, hopefully for around £6 as well, because I think that's it's a bargain. So yeah, I do recommend these. Are, if you like Sapphic, this is probably a good one, and as you know, I don't read a lot of Sapphic, so I was quite happy that this was almost as enjoyable, maybe not quite. If I'm honest, it's not quite as enjoyable as the first book. The first book had a bit more variation in setting, whereas this one is almost entirely set on a transatlantic crossing. So, but I do recommend it. It's good fun, and I'm really happy to have this in my collection. They're so pretty. These books are so pretty. So yeah, happy about this one, and for a good price. Okay, on to the only thing that I got from Amazon. Oh dear. The only thing this whole month. This is The Husky and His White Cat Shizun. This is by, also kind of known as Urha, by, I think it's the meat bun that doesn't eat meat. Robao Bu Shi Ro. I don't know pronunciation. Please forgive me. But it is good. It's good. I read this already, this whole story, in fan translations. So I'm not, like champing at the bit to read it. But for £9.99, I could not pass it up because most of these are going for around the £15 mark, maybe even more if it's the final volume. Like the final volume of Modazusha is going to be out in May, I think. And I just haven't bothered pre-ordering the final one with all the extras because I just don't trust that I will get it in the UK. I just don't have the trust there. The trust is not there. I will pick them up as and when. I'm interested in the newer versions of things that I haven't read. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to. I will pick these all up eventually. But for £9.99, I could not say no. And that was until, obviously, Book Depository was closing down. And there was a couple of other things that, of these Danmei novels were being sold for around £10 something, which is a really good price, which is why I couldn't say no to this, even though it was in my cart for about 3 weeks. I was like, oh. So it took me a long time to actually just bite the bullet and be like, just buy it. It'll be your one thing you buy in April. It's fine. Little did I know. But yeah, I'm happy to have this for a good price. I will be on the lookout for all of these Danmei titles for as good a price as I can possibly get, but I'm not going to rush myself to get them and spend a lot. I did rush myself when it came to the first 3 volumes of MXTX's. I bought them all, and I bought them all in Waterstones for full price, £15.99. And so I'm like, nope, not going to do that. I'm just going to get them as and when I can get them for a good price. Because I'm not going to rush myself. And also, it's a big investment and you don't get the full story. You have to wait for all of the volumes. And I'm the kind of person that just wants to gorge myself with a story rather than read it in parts. Especially these kinds of stories, I need to be completely consumed by them. But it is the last prose I've got to show you, and the rest I've got is manga. First up, we're going to be looking at some Kodansha titles. I've got volume 9 of Descending Stories, that's Showa Genoku Rakugo Shinju, and I've got volume 12 of Hitorejime My Hero. This is Haruko Kumota and Memeko Ari. This is basically just me keeping up to date and trying to actually collect. So with Hitorejime My Hero, I picked it up for, I'm trying to remember, £6.39, which is pretty good for this. It's fairly new. It's been out for maybe a few months. Maybe? I don't even know when it came out. But I know volume 13 is either out or is going to be out soon. I think it's around... I haven't been keeping a proper check on Hitorejime because I'm up to date. And I haven't read them, so it's not like a huge priority, but I do want to try and keep up to date and not get behind like I did the last time. It was just like, oh, it's fine, I'll pick them up as and when, and then like a year had gone by and I hadn't picked up a single volume, and it was like, damn it, there's loads out now. Whereas it's nicer to be like, oh, I'll pick these up, not necessarily as soon as they come out, but a few months later when there might be some sale ones or someone's bought it and resold it, that kind of thing. Because I'm not really that bothered about getting a pristine condition version that's brand new when I haven't actually read the series at all. So the other one is Descending Stories, and it's kind of annoying because it's been too long, but this is Kodansha now, so they are doing reprints every now and again. And I do want to try and pick up the rest of Descending Stories in physical form and read it. And I know I can read it on KU, but it's not the same. But yeah, I think I managed to get this Descending Stories for £6 exactly. So that's pretty good. And they're both under the £7 mark. So doing well in terms of price. Maybe not in terms of the amount, but in terms of price, I've done quite well. So adding to my Kodansha drawer, which is a shame because at the moment it's pretty packed full. Okay, on to quite a few to talk about. I did get some of these through Book Depository, and I got some of these through eBay, secondhand sellers. So there is a variation, um, but they're all Seven Seas titles. They're all from Seven Seas. So I've just lumped them all together. So 6 titles this month. So pretty much my whole usual month's worth of allocation could just have been Seven Seas titles, but um, I'm happy about all of them. I can't. What can I say? I'm enjoying Seven Seas, and I'm really behind. I am actually quite behind when it comes to a lot of their releases, um, which is kind of annoying. But there you go. Especially when I look at um, the Seaside Stranger ones. So I managed to pick up Seaside Stranger Volume 1 from Book Depository for £7.24 and Volume 5 for £7.71. Now, I'm glad I can read the first volume, but it does mean that I now have to wait. I didn't realise there was 5 volumes out already, and usually these are £10. So saving £3 is actually pretty good because, you know, that's like that's a whole other volume together that I can pick up. So yeah, it was worth it to get it for the £7 because these don't come up very often secondhand, or they haven't anyway so far, and they are generally sold very near to full price on all the online sellers. So unless I go into Forbidden Planet and get 3 for 2s, I'm not going to get great deals. So unless there's 3 for 2s somewhere or online somewhere, which there doesn't always happen to be, so I'm not going to get some great deals. So this was probably the best price I could have got Seaside Stranger for, and I got them obviously from Book Depository. It was my first little haul. I also picked up Classmates Volume 3. I got Classmates for £6.29, and that's the absolute cheapest I have ever seen Classmates brand new volume for Volume 3 being sold. It's gone down to £7 something, like £7.98 or £7.82. Like I honestly have been checking for such a long time that I remember all of these prices because I'm like, oh, £7.82, that's a really good price. Oh, I could just put that in my cart, and sometimes I do, and then the price has changed. So I've had Classmates Volume 3 in my cart, my shopping cart, for ages on Amazon because it went down to a good price and then they put it back up again, or it just disappeared from their site and you have to get it through another seller. So £6.29 is blooming great. I knew I had to pick it up. And because I am behind, like I've said, I'm behind on Seven Seas, but I'm certainly behind on Classmates. I only had volumes 1 and 2. I didn't have 3, 4, 5, or 6. I have all of them up to Blanc. I'm not sure if I even have Blanc in Japanese. I have everything in Japanese except for, maybe I do, I don't know. But yeah, it's nice to have them in English, so I do need to make that more of a priority, I think. One of the others that I did make a priority was Thigh High Volume 3 because it was £6.76. This is a more new, just obviously because it's Volume 3, but it is only a 3-volume series. This is Kotobuki's Reiwa Hanamaru Academy, and it's just a really interesting one. It's playing with gender norms, and it's doing it in a playful way. And so it's kind of playful and I find inoffensive. I would be interested to find if anyone does, because it just seems like it's boys in school dressing as girls, but the whole play with gender is quite interesting. So I really enjoyed the first 2 volumes. So I've been on the lookout since I read the second volume for Volume 3 at a good price, and I just couldn't find it. So when I saw it for £6.76, I knew I had to pick it up. And the other ones, that is another completed story, yay, completed series, is BL Metamorphosis, which I have picked up second hand, I think, mostly. Volume 2 was £4.85 and Volume 5 was £6.01. So, I mean, £4 £4.85 is pretty good as well. So yeah, these were secondhand titles, but in very good condition, and with I couldn't remember if I had volume 4 or volume 5, but I did. I had volume 4, so it's 1, and then I needed 2. I had 3 and 4, and I needed 5, and now I can sit down and read the whole series, and that's an easy read because this is, well, I don't know how easy the final volume will be, but it's been super fast reading the other volumes I have, and I'm looking forward to just being able to sit and read from volume 1 all the way through to volume 5 and have a really fun and nice time. It's just such a nice one, and I've had it on my list in my little pink book. This is one of the ones that just was coming out when I first wrote my list and my shopping list, and so I'm really happy to be able to tick that off. So yeah, these were all great. I started a new series. I continued a couple and finished 2. That's great. Really happy with my 7 Cs. Like I said, I'm really behind. I need to make my list properly up. On to some singles, so I'm not going to talk about these too much. This is Yu Minaduki's Change World Volume 1. I picked this up for £4.43. I did get this from eBay as a, I think it's like We Buy Books or something, but this is a brand new copy, still got its plastic on, but I picked it up for £4.43, which is really good, so much cheaper than anywhere else. So unfortunately you have Sayonara Game, then you have Change World, and then you have the other one, which I can't quite remember, Love Nest, and that's got like more coming as well. So Yu Minaduki has quite a lot of volumes out and forthcoming, and I have not read any of them, so but I'm not really that bothered about it. I will pick these up as and when. I'm gonna be honest, I did see volume 2 for a very good price, and it's in my shopping cart right now. If I buy it today, technically I still won't be breaking my no buy for May if I buy it today, so watch this space. So yeah, this is a Sublime title. I'm happy to pick it up and put it in my collection. This one is another Tokyo Pop, and obviously last month I picked up loads of Tokyo Pop. This month, just the one. This is Glass Syndrome by Eiko Ariki. I did read this as part of my one-shot readathon and my 1330. It was a little bit weird, but it was entertaining enough. So I'm happy to have it in the collection. I picked it up for only £5, I think. Yeah, £5, and I got it from eBay. It's been on sale for such a long time, and I just was like, oh, I should probably read my digital copy first and see if I want it. And I was just like, just buy it, £5, just buy it. So yeah, happy to have this because it's in, perfectly fantastic condition and an interesting one, and I would have to pick up at some point anyway. So yeah, happy to have this another Tokyo Pop one in my collection. So slowly and surely picking up the Tokyo Pops, and mostly getting them secondhand. So I do feel good about myself when I managed to do that, rather than buying them full price somewhere online. But yeah, this one was an interesting one. I can't say I would recommend it wholeheartedly. It's not anything amazing. It kind of actually reminded me a little bit of Boy Meets Maria. Yeah, it kind of had that sort of same vibe. So I would say there's definitely a similarity between those two. So if you liked Boy Meets Maria, you might like Glass Syndrome. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you disagree, because I think they're very similar. On to another single title, and that is The Song of Yoru and Asa by Harada. This is a Kuma title, so I'm very happy to have more Kuma, because they don't have a lot, so it's kind of nice to have them, because I'm like, yay! My list is not very long for shopping lists for Kuma, and they have a website now, so you can go check out what the titles are. I needed to pick up this one because I already got Encore, and so I was on the lookout for this one, and I managed to pick up Once again, it was like a We Buy Books eBay purchase, but it didn't come in an eBay kind of packaging. It came in an Amazon packaging. So I was a bit confused about what had arrived, but I managed to get this one for £5.77. What a bargain! What a bargain! £5.77. And it is absolutely brand new. It's never been read. There's no way anyone's cracked that spine. That is brand new. So for less than £6, I'm really, really happy. But it also means I can read the Song of Yoronasa and then move on to the Song of Yoronasa Encore and get them read. I was hoping to read them this month, but no, it's not going to happen. So it will be a read at some point. It'll be on my list. My TBR, my manga TBR. I am feeling a little bit burnt out this month, but this is just, Harada's just interesting and different and sort of confrontational, and I don't know how to describe Harada's work. Kind of unforgiving. Yeah. I just really enjoy it. It's beautiful and it's heartbreaking, and it kind of punches you in the gut and slaps you in the face and kisses you on the mouth. That's how I feel like Harada's work is. So yeah, and I think Harada is said inside is male, and I didn't even know that. I did not know that. So yeah, I really do need to do a bit more research on whose work I am actually reading. So, but that was a couple this month that I discovered are male mangaka doing BL, which is great. I need a list. Has someone got a comprehensive list? Should I start doing that? I don't want to have to do it. Someone send me the information. On to one of my favourites this year that I was really surprised that I was able to pick up, because I knew it was coming out in April, but I didn't think I would be able to pick it up for such a good price, and straight away. And it actually arrived a lot sooner than I thought it was going to, because I did get it from Book Depository. So usually we're about a month behind the US, and it was coming out at the beginning of April, I think. And I got it pretty much like 2 or 3 days after I ordered it, for £6.67. So still a pretty good price, better than the £7.99 it's recommended retail. And this is obviously volume 7. Oh, so good. I love all of these characters. The Kyoto trip was really fun. Hashimoto's dad is hilarious. And I love the little bit at the end where it's like, oh, he's always been like this, and then there's like the story of childhood background, and it's just nice. I just love all these characters, and I'm really sad that I've now finished volume 7. That means there's only volume 8 and 9. It's definitely going to get finished and completed and published this year. It will be one that I will collect. I might not rush out and get the next volume, because that's what I said the last time. I said volume 7 might come out soon, but I'm not going to rush. But if it's going for a good price, I will pick it up. So yeah, volume 8 and then volume 9, and then that's us done, and I'm sad, but it does mean that I will be able to watch the drama, because I have put off watching the drama until I can read the whole thing. I just love these characters. I love the art. It's hilarious. It's heartbreaking. It's just wonderful. And it makes me feel really good. Yeah. Wholeheartedly recommend My Love Mix-Up. Okay, this is the second to last BL that I have to show. And it's one that I was very excited about getting. One that I'm happy that I was able to pick up for... Well, it wasn't for a fantastic price, but it was the cheapest price available, and it was also through Book Depository. This is I Hear the Sunspot 4 Seasons, Book 1 from Yuki Fumino, One Piece Books, and I got this for £9.71. So everywhere else it was going for £10 or £11, but Book Depository had it for £9.71. So I was able to get this at the same time as My Love Mix-Up Volume 7, and it was like, oh, which do I read first? I did end up reading the whole of Limit, and before I read this one. So I did actually end up doing some reread. I don't think you necessarily need to, but I kind of felt like it was good to have that refresher. And there were a couple of moments in here that I was like, oh, but I really feel like this is kind of like Limit Volume 1. It's like the start of something else. It's like a whole other arc of their story. Man, they're just Naichi. There was definitely moments where I was like, oh. Yeah, it's just beautiful. It's wonderful. I am a little bit sad that we don't have access to the Kinokuniya special edition. If you are in the USA, you can get Kinokuniya's special edition version, and a lot of people have already purchased it, and they purchased it with this different front cover, and then you got like a shiki with this artwork on. And yeah, kind of jealous because they don't do international shipping. curses being a UK resident, it's not good. But this was wonderful. So happy to have it in my collection. So happy that I was able to read it. It's wonderful. I don't know who needs to hear a recommendation for I Hear the Sunspot, because I'm pretty sure everyone already knows this is an absolutely phenomenal series. Go buy I Hear the Sunspot if you haven't already. Go pick it up. It's great. This is a wonderful series. Yeah, I can't talk too much about it without spoiling, so yeah, just go and buy it. Go and read it. It's great. Okay, here it is. It's the final one to show you. The final one. And it's a special one. And I can't remember how much it costs because I only know what it is in dollars, which is probably easier for a lot of people to know. I have to go back and check my bank account actually to see how much money was taken out. But I know how much it was in dollars, so I can tell you that. This is a very special one because it is the final volume that I needed to complete a publisher. And so I have now completed Kitty Media. Woo! Pat me on the back, say congratulations. I want to hear it. Okay, I want to, down in the comments, you give me my congratulations. I deserve this congratulations. How many years have I and all of you been waiting for this volume to be added to my collection? I know. I don't want to hear it. A long time. 3 years? 3+ years? 3+ years? When did I start my channel? 2019. Yeah, pretty much like it's been about 3 years. So this was the publisher I originally thought would be the first completed publisher in my collection. This is out of print. I have a set number. I have set number of titles. I have a set list. It's easy to pick them up. You just go through the list and you tick them off and you collect them. That's it. I love out of print publishers because I don't need to keep abreast of what's being released and what's being announced and things like that. It's just, here's your list, go forth and collect. It's a great system. It's like treasure hunt, but like real life and for books. Is there anything better than being a collector than that? When you get a set, here's your list, go forth and conquer. I feel like I have conquered. It's a conquer. This is definitely it. Incubus, Volume 3 by Yayoi Neko. And it's OEL. You know how I hate OEL. But this I'm happy about. This I'm excited about. Not necessarily the title, just having it. Having it. So once again, the BL god smiled on me. Said, hey, 365801. Don't you want to go and check out eBay? I'm like, no, I do not. I'm on a no-buy month. Well, I wasn't actually. It was in March that I saw this. So yeah, it was like, hey, go and buy this. And I went online. I did a wee check of a couple of things. Like I always check to see if there's a good price for Princess Plus. That's what I still need. Kizuna Deluxe Volume 3 and Kurashina Sensei Volume 2. Those are the 3 that I need. We need 3 more. Those are the 3 that I need to complete a couple of publishers. I'm like really close now. So close. But this one popped up and it was on sale for $25. So I watched it. and then the seller said, hey, would you be willing to purchase it for $19.99? And then the shipping was like $22. So altogether it was $42.27. So yeah, $42 seems like an awful lot, and it's a lot less than that. It's like 30 something for the UK. So I know it's much more expensive. This is like double, triple the price of a normal volume. But the weight off my shoulders of like, yay, because honestly, any time that I look for this, I either cannot find it, it's just not available anywhere, or if it is, it's $300 plus plus shipping from Canada, which is, is another $50. So I don't want to pay $350, thank you very much, or just not have the availability at all. Like, it's actually quite difficult to get this volume 3. In the UK, impossible. Impossible. And even though I could have gotten a lot of other things from the US, and I try not to, this is something that I was certainly willing to pay for, just to be able to, for that price, compared to $350, I'd rather pay $35, you know? Especially because that's me, I'm done. Stick a pin in me. I'm done. Volume 3, get all. I feel really happy about this. So yeah, it is April, and I have completed a publisher. And that's a big deal, because there's not, like I said, there's not many left to get. So yeah, happy days with this one. And yeah, it makes me feel really good to be able to say I have all the Kitty Media. It's just been such a long time coming. So yeah, that's quite a lot. Blue, Drama Queen, 801, Kitty Media. Do I have any others? I think it's just those 4 so far. But so close, like I say, I'm really close to Doki Doki being completed, and I'm really close to old June manga titles being completed. So yeah, it's a good day for the collector in me. So here we have all of my titles that I picked up for the month of April, my no-buy month. What happened? So yeah, I picked up double the amount of BL manga that I'm supposed to, as a maximum. So 14 volumes. Obviously, Seven Seas is the big one there, picking up 6 titles, and then 2 from Kodansha and like 1 from the rest. So some nice little ones. Adding to lots of different publishers is always quite good. And of course, the big one, completing a publisher with Kitty Media and Incubus Volume 3. Woo woo! I have only seen I Hear the Sunspot from One Piece books as something that I might be interested in. I haven't ever come across any other One Piece books that I'm like, oh, that's something I'd be interested in. So that's the only title from that publisher. Although I did see something from Vertical maybe being published or being announced. So I have to go and look out on all of the announcements for new BL instead of focusing on my out of print ones. But I do have just a few to get. So yeah, good collecting from my purchases this month. In terms of the prose, I'm happy to have A Restless Truth there just because it adds to the collection, even though I've already read it. And I'm really excited about The Husky and His White Cat Shizoon, Glitterland, Cemetery Boys, and All That's Left in the World as being added to my collection for the BL or male romance aspect. But yeah, some of the other titles I'm interested in as well. Not too sure about Eleanor Park. So this is pretty good. 9 prose, 14 BL manga. And as you can see, it's stonking great big amount. Much more than I want to usually be showing you. So fingers crossed that next month I will only be showing you what I have already purchased. Because I've already purchased, I think it's six manga and 3 prose. And that's not including the title that's in my shopping cart right now that I want to buy. But if I buy it today, But if I buy it today, then it's technically part of my no buy month. Is it wrong that I can have a haul at the end of a no buy month? So I didn't buy any of these, but I did buy them in. No, I should still probably count them. But yeah, it's not a great no buy month, and I think a lot of that has to do with Book Depository. So Blackwell's, if you're interested in buying anything and you want to get international shipping, Blackwell's in the UK is a really great bookshop that I've been using for quite a few years now. In 2019, I was given a £50 book token, and I haven't had one of them since I was like 12. So I had no idea what to do with it other than go into a shop, and I was like, well, that's not going to give me the best value for money, is it? You're not going to get loads of sales if you spend your book token in Waterstones. They don't do great sales in Waterstones, not like Barnes and Noble. So I looked around to see if there was any online bookshops that took book tokens, and Blackwell's do. So you can actually pay using a book token as well, and get international shipping. And very obviously, you also get some really great deals. It does take a little bit longer. Like Book Depository, you don't always get it like next day shipping, but you will get it, and you will get it for a good price. They often do Sublime titles for £6.99, and they have loads on there right now that I could quite easily purchase, but have chosen not to. So yeah, Blackwell's, if you are interested, is a very good option. I don't know about Wordery. I don't know if they do international shipping, and they used to be run by people who originally created Book Depository, so they might be worth looking at as well if you are interested. Wordery and Blackwell's are two online sellers that are not owned by Amazon. I don't think, anyway. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. This is overly long because I talk too much. Sorry about that. But this is my massive haul for my no buy month in April 2023. Way more than I should have got, and I'm happy about it. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, share, all of those great things that help my channel. I'm very happy that I have over 300 subscribers. It's a big deal for me. So yeah, thank you for your support. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. Take care. I will see you in the next video. Bye!